by the two Action Express cars, the Mustang Sampling and Wheel Engineering, their first ever. Now it is survived the first couple of laps here at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. 55 cars come to the line for the start of the 55th annual Rolex 24. We are green at the tri-oval, at the stripe, and it is Barbosa leaps into the lead over Cameron. But look at the outside. Ricky Taylor trying to get around from fourth, maybe to second. I don't think he's going to quite do it, or is he?
Well, he certainly put his nose around the outside. Dane Cameron didn't give him the lane there, but it's a Cadillac 1, 2, 3 with Johnny in fourth.
Kind of reminds me of Pipa Durrani last year, the move he made to introduce himself to American sports fans, kind of projecting what his plans were for the next 24 hours. They went on to just light the world on fire. We see the GTLM cars mixed up with those prototype challenge cars. That was a concern of those drivers. Acura off in the hairpin already.
That's the number 86 that just ran a little bit wide in the traffic jam. Big story there in that 81 Dragon Speed car that's mixed up with those 4 GTs. Huge wreck right before qualifying, had to miss qualifying, and did an amazing job of getting the car rebuilt for Dragon Speed. And here are the 2 Nissan DPIs. They were kind of a surprise announcement late in the going that they were going to have a DPI program. Cal, what a great addition.
It really is great to see these guys back on U.S. soil on a full-time basis. They won this race last year, and now they go head-to-head with Mazda. It's Nissan versus Mazda up on the high banks and heading down to the bus stop chicane.
Barbosa coming through. That is a tricky corner, and of course, the first 2 pace laps, they don't run the bus stop, so this is their first time kind of getting into it in any type of anger here, and everybody comfortable. But now we get them 2-3 abreast diving in when we get back into the GT ranks. And note those 2 white, primarily white with the red and black highlights. Those are those new mid-engine Porsches. Exciting times for that mark.
Well, as Tommy mentioned, these guys have done a ton of testing. 40,000 kilometers, I believe, in their preseason testing, so they really feel this is a well-sorted machine.
There, Scotty, trying to get the power on his twitching initially. We thought maybe the Corvette touched him. He doesn't. Scott just turns it hard into the wall. Now, these GTD machines...
And see his first action of the day.
And this is the one area when I talked to Gordon at the roar test, he said the toughest thing he's been dealing with, he was the side quality adjustments, is these driver's changes because these cockpits are so small. He said, I'm covered in bruises just trying because we got to get this done so fast. And this was, boy, they got that done beautifully. Timed it to perfection. The fuel came out, the nozzle came out, and Gordon dropped the hammer, and all 3 Cadillac came in, did the stop, and have exited to absolute perfection. And our timing is also great because...
Oh, man. Yeah. Oof. Yes. The tire's still there, so it's touching, it's bouncing, it's pulling, you know. I'm glad to see him pulling off, but wow. You know, for a team that you figure one of the Star Wars cars, there's a pretty good chance was going to, would have been my odds on favorite to win this, and now both of them with big damage.
We're getting a report that could be the 88. Should be the second of the Star Wars cars.
Yes. Wow. Peter Barron will not be happy, boy, if that is the case.
Now, the number panels are kind of... I mean, you can see that what's glowing there is actually...
PC machine, and actually into, yes, the Armco barrier covered by the Rolex. Albuquerque is easy on the brakes, and Ricky just releases that brake pedal like Dirk Mueller did, but he was not close enough, guys. He was not close. They wouldn't want to be raced that way, and I'm certain that Felipe Albuquerque and Gary Nelson and everybody down at Mustang Sampling is going to have something to say about it. But as you said, you never know what officials you're going to get. I mean, you do. There's the same ones in each one, but like a football game, you don't know how it's going to be.
I love Tommy's point, though. They've called it pretty loose all day, and that's what you want is consistency.
Yeah, that's the key right there is, you know, all the guys that you let go, if you call this one, are going to be upset. And we are coming to the white flag, and the battle now is for second in GT Le Mans. James Collada was reeled in Patrick Millet because he's lost second to Dirk Mueller.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that gap has opened up by another half a second. The last time by will be even more than that. Collado now seems to be moving up on the rear wing of Patrick Millet.
One of my things in judging incidents, I say when the decision was made to initiate the pass, was it a reckless decision? I don't think you can say it was. It was certainly aggressive. He didn't just get to his rear corner and dump him. He did run over him. So, you know, it's a really tough call. But it's certainly hard racing. At the time he made it, there was a gap. The door was open. There was a full car was there. You knew it was going to close quickly. How far alongside could he
The
get?
white flag, Ricky. One more lap, Rick. One more lap.
You heard it. 1 lap to go at Daytona in the Rolex 24.
And I'll just put a period on it. We don't need to discuss it anymore. The officials have a lot more views of it than we do.
Yes.
They looked at a lot of different angles. They made the decision. That's the decision that you have to live with. You love it or you hate it, but that's the way it is, and we've got 1 lap to go here at Daytona.
Collado wringing the neck on that Ferrari, trying to wrestle second position away from Patrick Pilet.
Pilet went from being the aggressor to now having to be the defender because Collado all over him.
And
It's
remember,
just helped Mueller.
yeah, and this may not be for the win here, but that second versus third championship points, and look at this, Albuquerque, he's coming. But it's a matter of how much time.
Now, has Ricky backed out? Can he get back in the rhythm? He's got to get through there.
And remember how good Albuquerque and that Mustang Assembly Cadillac has been through the bus stop relative to Ricky and that Konica Minolta Cadillac.
I'd like to say it's a comfortable lead, but there is no way it is a comfortable lead. There is still plenty of time to get this done. Ricky Taylor cannot make a mistake, and I guarantee you, Felipe Albuquerque is steaming inside that cockpit.
He absolutely is. Up onto the banking. And one more turn, Speedway 4. Onto the tri-oval. It looks.
Still 5 minutes. Let's bring it home, Rick. Bring it home.
Looks like he's got enough. Ricky Taylor, Wade Taylor Racing, and Cadillac win at Daytona. Oh, look at that. You can imagine the emotion now. This is Max the Axis. Well, look at Collado to the inside.
Yeah, remember we talked about the timing of when the overall winner gets that flag and can put another lap of racing on the board, and we've got it right here for the second position. Mueller's lead looks to be safe, but anything can happen. Collado's really driving the cars deep.
This is your battle in GT Daytona. And since the overall leaders have taken it, here we go. And it will be Porsche. What a finish over Audi Christensen and the fairy tale story from Allegra Motorsports getting the win. That is fantastic. Finishing the podium, the 33 Mercedes AMG of Jerome Bleekemolen. But I'll tell you what, this battle for second in GT Le Mans is raging.
Everybody else on the racetrack can relax, not these guys. Dirk Mueller has his head down. He's looking for the checkered flag, but it's about to get intense. At the bus stop, what does Collado have? Anything?
He's going to throw it at this bus stop chicane, try and find as much speed as he can, but Pilet gets through there really nicely.
But the Porsche's lost some top end, though.
Well, and Collado,
He had to lean it off a little bit. Maybe he burned through too much fuel there.
If I'm Collado, I'm turning every knob that's on the steering wheel right now. Where are those extra motors? He's not going to do it.
he's not getting enough of a pull. Meanwhile, here we go. It is Dirk Mueller. They won Le Mans and Ford GT winning at Daytona. The battle for second. Pilet and the Porsche just hanging on over the Ferrari. Ford, Porsche, Ferrari, and Garcia in the Chevrolet. Boy, talk about a factory war that has come good. What a story here.
What a story. Jeff Gordon in this car, Max Angelelli in his final race. Wow.
I'm exhausted.
They flooded their motor room. I think there's a flood inside that helmet right now. You're going to see some waterworks from the whole Taylor family here.
Think about the emotions. You said it, Calvin, earlier. Ricky more emotional than his brother Jordan, and what is going through his mind after that contact? Did I just throw this away for my team, for my family? Are we going to get a break? What's going to happen? And then he's got to compete. He's got to keep driving while somebody in a tower is making a decision on one of the biggest races of his life.
Well, his first pass for the lead with an hour and a half to go was as good a pass as I've ever seen. And he certainly wasn't going to leave his bat on his shoulder and go down looking. So, I mean, really, he was going to make a go of it.
You put it all on the line. You do whatever it takes, and if you have to rub a little bit to get the win, then you do it. But Felipe Albuquerque, this Wayne, his dad,
Look at that.
he cannot believe this. What a moment for that whole group. Felipe Albuquerque always has a smile on his face, but I'm going to tell you what, it'll be an interesting victory lane here.
And you saw the emotion for Ricky Taylor when in the interview they were just talking about what it meant for Max, and he started to choke up. Well, just imagine this. Look at that.
That's Max right there, isn't it?
That is.
Or is that Jordan?
That's Jordan, I believe.
Wow, this is just spectacular. Unbelievable development. And again, there's those a little bit of concern. You can see the damage to the right front. That's telltale. But here